Yo, what's going on, fellas? It's your boy Huncho. Back at it again with another YouTube video for you guys. I'm going to be recapping the trade that I took today on SPY. I'm going to show you guys in detail why I told you guys, today was going to be a short deposit day and kind of, have a couple things to look at for yourself because, we teach people how to fish here. We don't really just, give you all the fish because that's not really the game. If you're looking for that on a long enough time frame, you're going to end up just failing because you're not going to really know the management part, which is very important in the approach and the execution, because that right there can't really be taught. It can only be applied with oneself and gain experience and lessons from it. All right, so first things first, let me show you guys the VIX. If we look on the VIX, I showed you guys in the morning. This was this area here. Let's go on the 15-minute real quick, and it was the 1787 and 1743 key zone. All right, it was this area right here. So I drew an arrow going up from either a bounce off of 1787 or 1743 key zone. So these two areas was going to be my watch. But since we once market opened, we were already under this key pivot. I wasn't gonna be surprised if we're gonna see some form of run up. All right, because whenever it does that, it's all about positioning. Everybody looks at that run at open. They think that okay, today's gonna be a long day. This is why a lot of people held calls. Now, yes, money was made on calls. I think cons went to like you could have got like 50, 70, 80% on even 100. Yeah, a couple of people like my boy DBM got 100% on that play. So yeah, they definitely played, but it's that what we try to do is we try to get the direction of the day because that's what's going to end up paying the most, right? And that's what we kind of want to do. And yeah, so if you guys see the positioning here, right, it dipped down to a key zone, which was the 1743. If you guys look at this 1787, you guys look at the reactions that we've gotten here at these areas. So whenever we get these big, signals here, whereas VIX there's been, big spikes or dumps or big movements, these are the areas we pay attention to. But if we go to the 30-minute, this 1743 area has been an area where we have seen massive moves up. So if you guys can see, even here, this was about 2 months ago around 1743 with a VIX spike there. We even see in February from 1743 another VIX spike, and look where that ended up to, back to 20 plus, just in a single day. So you see, guys, look at the 1743 VIX spike, 1743 VIX spike, 1743 VIX spike. Okay, and look at these spikes. These are not regular, just dumps. These are crazy moves. And whenever we were just sitting in these areas, right? Last time we had a spike when we were way under. But if you guys see, once we retested this zone, this was going to be a very, very important area to watch. And that's exactly what happened. Another VIX spike. Tremendous move. Look at that. Went over to 23 plus. Insane. So as you guys can see, that's what I was looking at on the VIX. So it's why it's important. You really want to look at these areas carefully, alright, fellas? And then my levels as well. Whenever, SPY's moving crazy, I try to just stay away and you just, look at every single tiny level because it kind of gets a little bit busy. Rather just use them as price targets or, look at the zones. Just look at the zones. Alright, if we look at the 15-minute here, we close right under. Obviously, we ended up ripping above 745.30, which was above our zone. But then, it was just a simple liquidity sweep. We ended up closing right back under. You guys can see this. Right under 745.32, we dumped right back down. Headed under to 730, 738, 738 under. If you missed it, you could grab puts under here. Boom. And then puts under there. Even just off of some pivots there. So you guys can see definitely some opportunities there off of our levels as well. If you can't if you don't really want to grab positions off of these, but a lot of these levels are really really tested carefully, and they're very important to watch. There's going to be a couple of adjustments here tonight, and I'm going to post them up because now we're playing in the range, of where we're used to be, and this is what I really like because now I'm having more of conviction and getting into plays because I'm gonna see what reactions it's done previously to give me an idea of what to look for the next day. But that's it, fellas. It was just really Spy and Vix. The heat map gave us the point of control, which was 7:45 in the morning. Right when we're under the point of control, that for me is just like my good signal, especially with volume increase, because at the end of the day, price action is king. And yeah, so I'll see you guys on the next. Let's bank. Peace.